Hello there everybody and welcome back to SOMA. In the last video we had tried to get aboard the Dunbat in order to traverse the abyss and chase after the ARK, but the WoW had taken the Dunbat over and that was a complete shit show to say the least. So we've managed to crawl through the vents and make it into this sort of lab area, and we were able to find out by looking at this little diagram here that the team responsible for delivering the ARK decided to deliver the ARK by hand. They basically suited up and walked the ARK in order to launch it with the Omega space gun. And so that's, I guess, the silver lining is that we should, in theory, be able to do the exact same thing. So we just have to plug Catherine in here and see what she has to say about all of this.
Huh? Wait, this isn't... Oh no! WoW got to the Dunbat before we did, am I right?
Well, it was talking. That's rarely a good sign.
Damn it. The Dunbat was our best shot. I was really banking on this to work.
Come on, we can't quit now. There's gotta be another way. How do you think you did it? How did the team get the ARK down the abyss in the first place?
If they didn't use the Dunbat, the only other way would be the climber at Omicron. It's like an elevator which supposedly reaches all the way down into the abyss.
Okay, so we do that. We go to Omicron and take the elevator.
Yeah, okay. Sure. We'll just head over to Omicron and hope there's a power suit that fits you. You know, so you don't implode while in the abyss.
That does sound useful.
Alright, let's go then. Wait, what is this place? Seems to be a lot of information on the ARK here. There's a prototype and everything.
Okay.
Let's start it up. I want to see how it works. Maybe we can figure out how to get on the ARK.
You didn't know how to get us on?
How difficult could it be?
Yeah, Catherine, I would really like to know how you intend on getting us on the ARK, because I hope that I will be getting on the ARK for all of the hard work that I've been doing. I think I deserve that much at least. So next to the terminal where Catherine is plugged in, we can see that this is the prototype ARK, which looks pretty cool. So we need to be able to load it up and see if she can get anything useful off of it, essentially. Alright, so this is a puzzle, and it's a very dumb puzzle, and I have a really hard time explaining this to you guys, but I'll do the best that I can. From what I've been able to gather, we're able to mess around with the systems menu here on the left and the objects on the right. The scenes at the bottom cannot be messed with, and it's fixed. So essentially, what you have to do for this puzzle is you have to select all of the fields that would allow us to create a forest scene. Because at first when I looked at this puzzle I thought, oh well, I'm gonna have to match up the memory to match with the max amount of space that I have and just do some math, but that's not the case at all. And if you just start getting rid of stuff willy-nilly, even if you have the correct amount of memory, you can see here we've actually gone under now, it doesn't make any difference. You have to kind of find the sweet spot and the correct sort of conditions that were inside of the prototype. So that's kind of the best way that I can describe it, but it still doesn't really make a lot of sense, and there's absolutely no explanation for this puzzle, so I'll just go ahead and show you guys what the solution is. It's a lot of just trial and error, really, mostly. So we're going to go ahead, and by the way, the orange fields are the ones that are selected. So the orange fields are the ones that are on, and the regular, writing here, regular fields are the ones that are off. So the on fields are the ones that you're going to want for this simulation. So we need the rigid physics and the fluid physics. We need this one here. I don't... W mod Atmo, I'm gonna guess that's atmosphere, which we also need. Interface scan. And we're going to go for sunlight over heat for the modification here. We're going to want advanced vegetation. So this whole side here is now done correctly. And on this side, there's a lot of stuff here that you think would maybe be in a forest, such as a lake, or a river, or a boat. But this is all just junk. You don't need any of this, really. The only thing you're really going to need on this side is the SOMA hum. That's required. You need to pick one body of water, so in between the lake and the river, you're going to pick the river. And then finally, you need to pick your weather in your date. I guess it's more like your time of day. So you have clouds during the day, sun during noon, and then I guess moon at night. And you're going to want to pick the moon. And once you pick these random assortment bullshit of items, it will let you advance on and you've solved the puzzle. So there you go. Again, completely nonsensical. I've tried to make sense of it.
Try loading a dummy scan. It shouldn't be that difficult. I just want to make sure I understand how the scan data is formulated before we start messing around with the real ARK. Run the simulation and then hit pause while the code is running. It'll give me a cross-section of the process.
So, interestingly enough, if you didn't delete the data that you found in Catherine's lab area on yourself, Mr. Munchie, Paul, or the other fella that we found, the legacy scans, if you didn't delete those, you still won't be able to use them. Catherine will say, no, we don't want to do that. We just want to have a dummy so that we don't create another, situation where we have a self-aware computer program such as Simon. So hit the dummy, go ahead and upload it. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to slow this right down so you can see what you're looking for, because if you have it cranked right up, it's just going to move too fast. So you're going to slow it right down and you're going to pause it when it says dummy. So it's going to run through all of the things that we had picked.
I need to pause while the dummy is loaded, otherwise I can't know if it's working or not.
For our simulation here. And once you hit dummy, you can run diagnostics.
Yes, of course. So precise, so perfect.
Nothing like admiring your own work.
What? Oh, right.
So now we know how to get on the ARK, right?
Kind of.
What?
It's just I don't really know what you are. Maybe there's a way to plug you in, or maybe scan somehow. We need to figure this out before we leave.
Alright, I'm on it. So I guess the whole point of that was to figure out how she managed to get people into the real ARK in the first place. I guess she forgot? I mean, this is a very early version of Catherine. This scan of her is probably months, if not maybe up to like a year old. So this was probably before she even started the ARK project, so it would make sense that she maybe wouldn't know. I think at that point she was probably just doing scanning, but she hadn't actually inputted people into the ARK. So once you've done that, that's part one done. The second thing we need to do is come over to this big chamber.
What's this thing?
That's just a compound examiner. Coster uses it to investigate structural integrity in payload frameworks.
Of course.
Could you fit inside it? If I knew what you were made of, it would be a hell of a lot easier to figure out how to get you on the ARK.
Let me try.
So naturally, I mean, we just step inside of it, right? Seems fine, nice and safe, nice and cozy and snug.
Bit of a tight fit.
Can you reach the on switch?
So this is kind of cool. She's going to scan us and see what we're actually made of.
Should I be worried about radiation?
I think we're beyond that. Interesting. You seem to be one with the diving suit you're wearing. Everything's meshed together.
How's that gonna work with the suit we're picking up at Omicron?
I think they're bigger. You should be able to wear them both.
Imogen? Who's that?
It looks like the basis for your body is one of my old colleagues. A standard Cortex chip for robots, including the data reader and the OcuTorch, has just been forced through the skull.
What?
Structure gel has fused the whole construction together. Amazing stuff.
No, hold on, back up. I'm one of your old colleagues?
Well, your body is. Imogen Reed.
That's disgusting.
Hey, Hey, don't say that. She was nice to me. Anyway, the Cortex chip is good news. That means we can transfer your mind to the Ark with a pilot seat.
Kath, I'm half a dead person.
Yes, it makes sense. Think about it. All those simplistic minds we've run into, just reviving a dead person doesn't seem to work that well. A robot body seems to make people a bit unreliable. You are the best of both worlds. A sound mind and a sound body.
So that really explains a lot, I think, as to how we are so self-aware.
Are we done here? Can we go to Omicron and get my new suit, man?
Yeah, we should get going.
Want to bring this ARK as a backup?
No, that wouldn't work. This is just a prototype.
Good. I prefer to travel light.
Let's go. Don't forget to take me with you.
Well, I can't really forget to take you with me, Catherine, because I need you to get through the door. So it's a little bit confusing to follow. Basically, I think we have a robot brain. There's like a Cortex chip inside of a human body. One of Catherine's old colleagues who used to be a lady. And it's all sort of just, I don't know, rolled around in some structure gel or something. I don't know. It's complicated. Basically, we're like a hybrid. We're like a structure gel, chip, robot, dead human mishmash type of thing. Don't worry about it, Simon. Don't think about it too much. Just carry on. So this is kind of the final part of the upper area of Theta, I guess. We still have the basement, but I consider that kind of its own area. So straight ahead is actually where we need to be going. The elevator is going to be our end result. Never mind the screaming. And there's a map here, and as you can see, this place is huge. And it's very easy to get lost, and I will get lost. So we might be wandering around in here for quite a while. So we need the connector chip, which is missing. The chip goes right in the middle, and then once we have the chip, we can pull these switches and get on the elevator and be on our merry little way.
Stromeyer.
Brandon, where are you?
It got out of hand. I'm in sector RD4. Did you get everyone downstairs?
Yeah, we're safe for now. But you need to get moving. They're gonna figure out where we are and come for us.
Don't worry about it. The stairs are blocked, and I killed the elevator. Pull the connector chip in the lock.
Fine. That means you're stuck as well.
Only way to keep you guys safe. Take the shuttle, go to Omicron.
God damn it, Juan. You just had to be the hero, you bastard.
Good luck, sir. And tell Alice I love her.
Aha, so it's our buddy, Mr. Brandon Wan. He was the person that we had used earlier on in the simulation to get the security cipher. So I don't really know the best way to go about wandering around in this place. We are going to get into some trouble. There is a monster down here, but I don't think, from what I remember, I don't think he activates until we hit a certain part. So I would kind of recommend just exploring around the area, and when I hit the part where he will start aggroing, I'll let you guys know. So in the storage area, you have yourself a handy-dandy little healing spot. And we have some more half dead breathing people. I don't know. They freak me out. I don't want to look at that. I'm going to close that door. Now, what we need to do ultimately is we need to get into this area. So this is the Omega Management Office. Ian, Mark, Heather, and Catherine. This was their office. And as you can see, there's a corpse in there. And you have one of two options. You can break the glass, or you can unlock the door. I'm fairly certain that breaking the glass and busting in there is going to aggro the monster early. I've never tried it. I guess I could try it and see. But I think your safest option is to open the door, which I will show off. I'm kind of tempted just to break the glass and see what happens. I mean, I am playing on safe mode. I'm just gonna do what I always do. So yeah, this area is just in the same area where you find the elevator, and to the left if you're going back toward where we came. This area is pretty confusing, and I'm not the best navigator in the world, so I'm trying to give some sort of direction. We can open up this office here, which is casing. And I think that these diagrams here are showing the trajectory of the Omega Space Gun if we were to try and fire the ARK from it, but I'm not entirely sure. There's really not a whole lot in here for us to look at, but, you know, you want to go ahead and look at everything that you can. Because right now, you can hear a bunch of banging around, but I'm fairly certain that we're safe. So I'm just going to ignore it for now. Once again, here is the diagram of the ARK, which we had seen in Catherine's room. And there's also a data buffer here on the wall.
Sarah, how the hell are we going to make sure the ARK makes it?
Every launch is a crapshoot, you know that.
I just wish these numbers looked better.
What do you care? It's just a pack of data, right?
Yeah, just a pack of data.
Well, I mean, it's humanity's last hope, but I'm glad that you're so casual about it, Sarah. Alright. So, we've looked in casing, and we've looked in storage, and... So, I'm gonna go ahead and close those doors. Is there even anything around here for me to use in order to break that window? I'm very curious. If there's anything in here heavy enough, I could probably try and use these. Yep, okay, that'll work. So if you're looking to break that... Yep, that aggroed the monster. You can see him coming down that hall. So yeah, I've never tried that before, but definitely aggroes the monster. Early confirmed. So what you need to know about this guy is, this is Akers. He is a bastard. He's blind, obviously. We know that when he was a human, he completely gouged out his eyeballs. So you can have your flashlight on without any type of concerns there. But you're gonna want to be careful of sound. Obviously, this guy is triggered by sound. I mean, now that I've broken that window, I might as well finish the job. I mean, fuck it. This is the short-term solution, is to just break the window and grab that, but it's a lot riskier. But it's so tempting because it's, you know, it's right there. Now, with that being said, even if you bust in and grab the chip early, you're still going to have to make it to the room where you would normally open that door. So it's really just a matter of if you want to do 2 trips or not. Well, I've really screwed myself now, so... Oops. Crap. Oh god. Oh god. Oh shit, did it only work once? Oh no, okay. Whew! I was gonna say. Okay. So yeah, you can just bust the window and walk on through. And you might actually be safe from the monster in here. Now, he can open doors. Mr. Akers can open doors. The monsters are starting to get more intelligent from here on out. So hiding behind a door is not a surefire way to save yourself if the door is opened. But this door doesn't have any power. So we might actually be okay in here, assuming that he can't climb through windows. Okay, well anyways, I'm just gonna assume I'm okay right now, and I'm just gonna go ahead and look at our friend, Mr. Brandon Wan. And his body, I must say, is amazingly well preserved in comparison to all the other bodies that we've seen, you know? And I'm gonna guess that he probably slit his own throat when he became overwhelmed by the monsters. I mean, that would make a lot of sense. You can see he's got a huge gouge in his throat there. So we can go ahead and investigate his body. And this is always kind of cruel because you can't just take the item. You have to, like, literally pry it from his cold dead fingers.
Sorry about before, Brandon. I'm sorry we couldn't let you rest in peace.
Hey, Simon, it's okay. He's getting on the Ark. Obviously. So, I mean, we can apologize to him when we get on the Ark. But for now, we have to keep on moving. I don't really think there's anything else in this room from what I recall. So we should be okay just to hang out in here until the next video. I think I'll stop it here because it's getting a little bit long and we haven't even explored all the rooms in this area yet. So yeah, I'm gonna hang out here with my friend Brandon, and we're going to go ahead and try and avoid Mr. Akers as we make our way through the rest of this area in the next video. So thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope that I will see you